Welcome to my first ever Elestrals video. Today we're going to go over all the items that I received from aDrive's Kickstarter for this game. Then we'll open each item, splitting it up one item per video. Now I don't know much about this game other than the fact that aDrive is the creator. But I know he has a large team that he's had working on this as well, who have done amazing work. I've seen some of their artwork, some of their card effects, but not a whole lot. But I have viewed the Elestrals website and watched a few of the videos that they've posted on their YouTube. And I highly recommend that if you enjoy any videos that I post, that you definitely go and check out both of the website and the YouTube for yourself. Now let's get into this. Alright, so first thing is first, what stands out to me, and I almost missed it in the package, was this cute little pin. And this is actually one of the, I believe it's frost typing. I could be wrong, it's like an ice type. I believe they call it frost. It's a cute little, it looks kind of like a squirrel or an otter, and it's just absolutely adorable. I definitely would recommend, or I would have liked to have the little Zaptor. He's kind of my favorite little of the original Elestrals here. He's a little dinosaur, I love that guy. But yeah, this guy is absolutely cute. I think if I had to put this on a rate of my favorites, I think, you know, obviously Zaptor, the little green guy, I think his name is Teratlis, I think. I've got to get used to a lot of these names. But then I think this might be third, closely followed by the little Pyrus guy here, little fire guy. But I definitely really like everything that I've received from this. I haven't opened anything obviously yet. Spoilers, I have opened these two starter decks just to kind of run through a quick game so that I can kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of the game, so that I can you know, feel more comfortable talking to you guys about this game. But yeah, so that's the first thing that I almost missed. So if you got your Kickstarter thing, make sure you double check your packaging, because you may miss this little guy. He's just kind of hanging out in the package, in the box. So definitely double check that. Then we got a Founders Promos with 27 additional game cards. I'm definitely excited to open that up. This is a hefty pack too, very hefty. All right. And then we of course got the box of packs here. It's very cool. Basically this is supposed to be, I believe, more or less the Blue Eyes White Dragon of this particular card game. Very powerful, but it may get outshined later on in the card game. But as of right now, this is very powerful. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, in this beginning set. So definitely a very cool card there. I think this is some sort of Phoenix card. I'm not 100% sure. Show some of the pack arts here. I don't know if I can get a very close view of that, the reflection, but very nice here. Little void sticker, very cool. All the Elestral symbols here, and I believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I believe it's Earth, Fire, Water, Thunder, Wind, Frost, Light and Dark, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but very cool. Holographic symbols and everything all around. Even on the bottom of the box here, which is usually just a white little bottom. They have like the little hollow symbols with the stars and the Elestral E's. Very cool. Very well packaged. I'm definitely, just from viewing the package itself, I'm definitely really loving this. It's an odd shaped box, but then again, with how many packs come in this thing, it is very heavy, and it definitely seems like it would be a bang for your buck if you're buying this off the shelf. So definitely really enjoy that. Then we move on to the 5 structure decks, or starter decks, for this, which we have one that I'm very interested in but I haven't opened yet, is the Thunder. I do believe the Thunder typing may be my favorite typing, just because of the dinosaur Elestral. I'm big on dinosaurs, so anything dinosaur I love. I know there's a dinosaur in the Earth as well, just in the regular cards, in the Elestral cards, not necessarily the spirits, but there's a dinosaur in this as well. So I'm definitely really enjoying the fact that I can have some dinosaurs, maybe not a lot of dinosaurs yet. I'm definitely, fingers are crossed for possible ancient type Elestrals or more dinosaur type Elestrals in the future. I definitely would love to build some sort of dinosaur build in this. It'd be absolutely cool. But for now, we'll rock with what we have. But I have opened the Water and Wind to run a quick test game, just to kind of familiarize myself with the game. And we will probably go over these guys first, probably one of these in this video. But let's go ahead and look at some of the packaging here. Got the water Elestral symbol on the side, all of your info, and how many cards of each name come in this box. It even tells you the different types that come in this one. This one comes with fire, water, and wind. Very cool, very cool. Those void symbols on top and bottom. And if you can see it, you probably won't be able to see it in the camera, but I can definitely see it in person. I can see where it does say void on the sticker because I have opened this. So there will be no tampering without you realizing that it's been tampered with. Absolutely amazing. All right, and then we have the Wind Elestral deck. The same kind of situation here, and the typings are thunder, wind, and water. Very cool. I can say from personal experience that this monster, this Elestral here, is terrifying. And there is a certain chain or upgrade type of monster that you can do with its pre-evolutions. It's nutty. It's awesome. Then we have the Earth Elestral starter deck here. I don't know much about these guys, but this one does come with, it looks like wind, earth, and thunder. And of course the thunder one. And it comes with earth, thunder, and fire. And then one that I see a lot of people who like the more edgy looking cards. I definitely see a lot of the more edgy looking people getting this one or this one. These two I definitely see you edgelord fans out there definitely roaming to the stores or to the shelves near you once they hit the shelves for these two guys. And this one comes with water, fire, and earth. So definitely excited to look at a lot of these guys. But that's pretty much it as far as what I received. But then we'll go ahead and just move some of this out of the way so that we can dive on into one of these guys that I've already opened, and I'll go ahead and run through these with you guys. Alright, so the Elestral's Water Starter Deck. You can definitely see that void a lot better now. You can still see it when the silver is on it, just not as good on the camera. But yeah, I can definitely read void all the way across there. Like I said, this one and the wind one are already open, but I neatly packaged everything back in there just the way I found it. So you get the Water Elestrals dice here. It's kind of an oceany blue. Very nice. And then you get your, let's see if I can get it out here. There we go. And then your deck and everything will be, there's the booklet as well, the rule book. Came in very handy last night, along with the video that you can find there. Came in very handy last night when I was trying to figure out the rules and regulations of the game as we played. Then that's pretty much empty. You'll just get like the little cardboard that's on the side there. then this will be packaged up with some nice tight plastic, so it will be absolutely secure when you get it out and everything. There's the phases of a turn card and the battle phases, along with some of the symbols that you will definitely need to learn in this game. There's the invoke and the counter, which are more or less trap cards. They're considered instants because you can play them on your opponent's turn, but they're not necessarily the same kind of instants as in Yu-Gi-Oh, where you could just hold them in your hand and then play them kind of thing on your turn. They definitely do need to, they say in the rulebook that the invoke and counter both need to be face down on the field for one turn. So basically your turn and then your opponent's turn, you could activate them if you want. And then the artifact, which is more like an equip card. Divine, which I believe are like the gods. This one is Poseidon, I believe. Let me see here. Just quickly glance. Yes. So this one is the Divine Poseidon. We'll get back into that in a moment. And then these stadium cards, which actually just remind me of like a Pokemon Stadium symbol or something like that. Like, it's definitely a very good symbol for the stadium in my mind. It definitely screams stadium card, the symbol there. So I definitely, out of the symbols, that one's probably my favorite, just because in my brain it instantly clicked it as a stadium card. So very cool there, very cool there. But then we get into the meat and potatoes of the deck here. So it starts you off with the box art card, which is Majesty. And this is a 6/14, 3 cost, so 3 spirits to cast it. This Majesty gets +1 attack for each enchanting water on your field. So for basically every water spirit that you have on your field, this creature gets +1 attack, which is very, very good, especially if you've built up a pretty good field so far. Enchanted Elestrals cannot be targeted by, Water Enchanted Elestrals. Excuse me, I'll get it right eventually. Water Enchanted Elestrals cannot be targeted by an opponent's Elestral effect. So that's absolutely awesome, because I know in this particular deck, there was a card that I had a really good defensive monster on the field, and he would keep attacking it with this creature that basically just has an effect that says if it attacks a defense position creature, it just destroys that creature. So then this would protect that creature to where I would have even more defense or even more protection on that really high defense, so they couldn't really penetrate to my life points or spirit stack very well. So very, very good card. Works wonderfully with how this deck plays, in my opinion. They definitely put a lot of effort and time into making these, just based on the quick game that I ran. Like, everything seems to flow really, really nicely in this deck. Same for the other deck. They flow beautifully for a starter deck, so definitely really, really enjoyed that. So moving on, we have Sluggle, and there is I don't know if we got a decent look at this guy or not, but very, very cool. But then we have Sluggle here, and Sluggle, there is a running joke that would you snuggle a Sluggle? And the answer is absolutely. He looks like a little blueberry peep, like a little marshmallow peep, and he is absolutely adorable, and is very, very good in my opinion, because he can let you recycle some of your water spirits from your underworld. So very, very good. Very happy that they included 3 copies of this guy in here. He's very cheap, not very strong, but for that ability, absolutely worth it. So 3 Sluggle. And then we have Foamy here, which is, I believe this is the beginning of the, I'm going to call it a ride chain. I'm just going to call it a ride chain, but it's a special cast chain, if you will, for getting your Majesty out easier. Excuse me, I had a burp there. Foamy. So it's a 2/3. When this foamy is destroyed in battle, you can special cast an Elestral with enchantment cost 1 water from your deck in defense position. So not necessarily what I thought it was, but that's still really good, because if this is on your field and you don't have a foamy, you can instantly go get a foamy and start recycling your water. So it's absolutely amazing. Foamy is crucial to the deck, really. It just lets you recycle so much. But then we have Smoltuga, which is absolutely adorable. The turtle volcano artworks in this are some of my favorite artworks in this entire structure deck. Absolutely adorable. 2 of that guy. He's a 2/3 1-drop. When you normal cast this Smoltuga, you can search your deck for an Elestral with enchantment cost 1 fire and add it to your hand. So very good. There's a lot of searching ability in this deck and a lot of boosting ability when it comes to water. So then we have Oistress. You got 2 Oistress. It's a 1/3, but this Oistress gets +1 defense for each enchanting water on the field. So for every water spirit on the field, basically, you get +1 defense, which makes this guy, this is the guy that I was talking about that had the really big booty, the really big defense. Very, very good. Very good defensive wall. Then we have Epheros. It's a 2/4 1-drop. You can Nexus up, which I figured out that Nexus means that you basically move spirits from one card to another. So this says you can Nexus or move spirits up to 2 water spirits. When you do, you can draw a card for each water spirit that a card receives this way. So basically you can move up to 2 water spirits from a card and then draw that many cards. But if you do that, do keep in mind that, and I could be wrong about this, but I was trying to look through the rules and everything, and I think I'm right, that if a card loses its spirits, it has 0 spirits left, then it is basically instantly sent to the underworld. If it's activating an effect to do this, similar to this, then you would resolve the effect, but then it's immediately sent to the underworld. So we get 2 of those. We have Galaxy, which is a 2/5. It's a 1-drop. As long as this Galaxy is enchanted, swap each water enchantment Elestral's attack and its defense. So basically, you play this card, and everything on the field that has a big booty, a big defense, has a big attack now. So this is a very, very, very good card to have, especially teamed up with this guy. And I'm actually really, really sad to see that there's only 1 of this guy in here. He was like the MVP when I was playing, and he was so good. His name is Mustachian, so like a mustache and a crustacean. Amazing pun. He's a 1/6 1-drop, which is crazy to begin with. But then he has the ability that you can expend 1 water in order to swap this particular monster. I'm not going to say his name, Mustachian, that many times, because I have to like slow down to actually say it correctly. But you basically can swap his attack and defense until the end phase. This effect can also be activated when an opponent normal casts an Elestral. So basically, on your turn, you can send a water spirit from your stack to your underworld to swap his attack and defense, or have a Galaxy out on the field, which is even better. And then, not only at the end of your turn will it swap back, but if your opponent plays an Elestral on their turn, then you can just swap it back by doing the exact same thing. It costs you some spirits, so be very careful doing that. Definitely wait to see, if they're casting it in defense or attack, etc., etc. But very, very good card. I'm sad to see that there's only 1, but there are ways to search, as we saw. There are ways to search it out, so it's not terrible, but it's such a good card. It makes so much sense that there is only 1. I'm just sad to see that there is only one. Then we have Glauby, and I could be saying that wrong, but Glauby or Globby. It is a 2-drop, our first 2-drop of the deck. It is 4/8, 4 attack and 8 defense. During your main phase, you can special ascend this Glauby to Majesty from your hand or deck if it is 3 water enchanted. So basically, when you play this, the next turn you can add a water spirit to it, and then you can just basically send this card to the underworld, keep your spirits on the field, and play your Majesty from your deck or hand onto those spirits, and then proceed with your turn. Very, very cool. I love the ascension aspect. Very, very awesome. Then we have a card that, like I said, I love the Volcano Turtle artworks, first of all. But this card right here was the second MVP of the deck for me. It's honestly probably a close to being better. If the box art wasn't as good as it is, this would be your next boss monster. It is so good. Krakatuga. So we have a 2-drop here, which is a water and a fire. Then it is a 4/9. So 4 attack, 9 defense. And you can expend 2 fire, so send 2 fire spirits from your stack to the underworld to force an opponent to expend 3 spirits of any color. When a player casts Eruption, you can target and destroy a card. So this has so much utility. It's so amazing. I love this card so much. I definitely plan on having this deck in my water builds for the foreseeable future, at least until we see what all comes in set 2 and so on and so forth. But for right now, this guy is absolutely amazing. One of my all-time favorite cards of this water deck. Continuing on. Then we have Warmite, which is a 1-drop fire, which is a 3/1, and it says you can target an opponent's Elestral and give it -4 attack until the end of until the end phase, which is kind of nutty. Absolutely cool. It's kind of more of a spell card than a creature card, in my opinion, but so cool. Then we have, you have to excuse me here, Peliquarius, I think. Very cool card. Hard name to say, but it's a 3/4 1-drop wind. You can normal cast this Peliquarius. When you normal cast this Peliquarius, you can search your deck for an Elestral with enchantment cost 1 water and add it to your hand. So that's another way. That's one of the ways that I use the most to get out my little Moustachian. So very cool there. And then we move on to the kind of spell cards, or I believe they're called rune cards in this particular game. So we have the stadium cards here, which is going to be your Atlantis. And I believe all of the stadium cards are pretty similar. Very similar effects, just based on, whatever element the deck is more based around. So this one's going to be water. It's going to be a 1-drop, and it says Elestrals get +1 attack and +1 defense for each water enchanting them. So basically, if you have this guy out here and he's got 2 water enchantments on him, and then he would get +2 attack and +2 defense, which would make him absolutely insane. But yeah, so we got 2 of those. Then we got 2 Trident of Poseidon, which is a 2-drop water. This is an artifact card or an equip card. So the empowered Elestral gets +2 attack and cannot be targeted by counter runes, which is already very good. And then it says, as long as Poseidon is enchanted, opponents cannot cast counter runes. So it already makes it to where the creature that is enchanted can't be targeted by counter runes. But if you enchant Poseidon with this, then your opponent can't play counter runes at all. So very good. We have Tsunami, which I believe is a staple for the water cards. And it says, it's a 1-drop, and it says, change all Elestrals to defense position unless they are water enchanted. So very, very good there. Then we have Poseidon, which is our divine card, or our god card. He's only a 1-drop, and it says, when you cast this Poseidon, you can enchant up to 3 water to it. You can Nexus 1 water from this Poseidon. So basically, when you cast this, so you take 1 and then you take 3 more water and put it on him, but then you can move one of your waters to something each turn from Poseidon. So then we have Eruption, which is a 2-drop fire. And it says, we have 2 of those. And it says, an opponent must expend 3 of any spirit. So they send 3 of any spirit from their stack. If they control a fire enchanted Elestral, they must expend 1 instead. So basically, if they have no fire Elestrals on their side of the field, then they instantly send 3 spirits from their stack to the underworld. Which this card actually, it doesn't sound super great on paper, but when you play it, you're minusing 2 and they're minusing 3. So if you're 1 behind them, that instantly either ties up the game or puts you ahead, which is what happened to me in my game last night. I played this and switched the game to where now my opponent was trying to scrape by. They were fairly confident because they had been winning by at least 1 or 2 each turn as far as their spirit stack. But then I played this and turned the tables on them to where they were in defensive mode now. So very, very cool card. Then we have Tornado, which is a 1-drop wind. Target an opponent's rune and return it to their hand. So say they had something similar to our Trident of Poseidon. So you could play this for a 1-drop and then return that to their hand to where they have to play to cast it again for 2 runes or whatever. So that could be very handy as well, especially if there's a rune heavy kind of deck or an equip spell or artifact heavy kind of deck. Then we have Circle the Sky, which is our first any color spirit, which is like a rainbowy color. So you can use any color spirit to activate these cards. And it says Nexus up to 2 of any color spirit. If you do, you can draw a card. So very fun. Basically your Pot of Greed. Ambrosia, which is another 1-drop of any color. Very good card. Return up to 3 spirits of any color from your underworld to your spirit deck. Very, very good. We got 1 of those. And we have Shield of Achilles. Very cool card in my opinion. I love this card. It's a 1-drop. And it says, this Shield of Achilles can only be cast after an opponent's Elestral declares an attack. Expend 1 spirit of any color equal to that Elestral's enchantment cost in order to negate that attack and return that Elestral to their hand. So very, very cool. Kind of like a... I can't remember which one does it, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a Mirror Force card that kind of does a similar effect. So very, very cool. Kind of a cool Mirror Force kind of card. Then we have 2 Nectar of the Gods, which is a 2-drop of any color, and it says draw 2 cards. And this really is your... So the other card was actually more closely related to Graceful Charity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then this would be more like your Pot of Greed in Yu-Gi-Oh! So very good card. It's a 2 of, which is absolutely amazing. You love drawing cards in any card game. And then we have our spirits. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 water spirits. And I didn't mention this before, but I felt it while going through this. The card stock for these guys is actually really, really good. It's kind of a little bit thicker than you would kind of normally expect. Not by much, just a tiny bit, but it is very good card stock in my opinion. So I definitely wanted to go ahead and give some points to aDrive and the creators and the quality control of these cards, because that is some really nice card stock and it feels really nice in your hands. So I'm going to go ahead and give some points for that. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Fire Spirit. And 1, 2, 3 of the Wind Spirit. And that's the deck. That is the Water Elestrials starter deck. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is the first video that I'm going to be putting up on this channel. Definitely can't wait to get through the rest of this, especially this box. Super duper excited to get into that. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked anything that you saw here, definitely go check out the Elestrals website and the Elestrals YouTube, because they have a lot of content already, because they're like, you know, they're the creators, so they have the forefront of all the information that you'll see about the cards and the upcoming cards and things like that. So definitely check that out. Leave a like on this video if you liked it, and go check out Elestrals. Highly recommend. Yeah, thank you guys.